Hello guys, welcome back to Godspeed. And today we are driving the all new 2020 Honda WRV, and the car over here is powered by a diesel motor. It is the top end diesel model. And so talking about what will be covered in this video. So in this video we will do a normal drive of the car inside the city and on the highway. And then we'll take it through some really bad parts of the road, just the ground clearance and the suspension. And then we'll do a 0 to 100 test and the high speed that we can attain on the roads over here. So talking about the Honda WRV, so it gets two engine options, a 1.2 liter petrol and a 1.5 liter diesel. The one over here is a 1.5 liter diesel ID Tech diesel engine, producing 100 bhp power and 200 Nm of torque. So power figures are actually the lowest in the segment on paper. Like if you compare this diesel engine with any other diesel engine on offer in this segment, it has the lowest power on offer. And you really feel that the power is quite low because the size of the car is big, and the power figures are actually suitable for a hatchback rather than an sub 4 meter compact SUV. And talking about the petrol engine produces 90 bhp and 110 Nm of torque. So the petrol engine is even more underpowered, so the diesel still feels a little better. And if you want to see a detailed walk around video of the car, that has already been uploaded on our channel. You can click on the I button above. So the Honda WRV is available in a total of 4 variants, 2 for diesel, 2 for petrol, and recently 2 more variants were added as special editions. So in total 4 variants are available, 2 for diesel, 2 for petrol, and Jazz does not the WRV does not have any automatic gearbox on offer. All the engine options are available with only a manual gearbox. So now over here we are going through really bad roads, and suspension setup of the car is on a little bit on the softer side because you really don't feel much inside the cabin. Like you can see how the cabin is shaking right now because of the quality of the roads over here. So that's how the road over here is. And even then we are in third gear right now and spinning really well low at 1500 rpm. And even then the car is making good amount of progress. We are nearly 40 kilometers per hour right now, and we are approaching a crossing over here where I can tell you about the visibility of the car. So before I can tell you that, you can really easily see the windshield is quite large, and you get large quarter panels on the front on both the sides, which makes looking on the side very easy, and you can easily judge while taking turns. Like you can see now we have approached a roundabout, and it is really a very busy road ahead. So for roads like this, it is very easy to pass through this because you get nice view of what's happening around you. The ORVMs are large in size, and even the windows are quite large. So the view around the car is very easy, and even the handling of the car is very soft. The steering wheel is really very soft inside the city. While driving the car, you really don't feel like you're driving size of this car of this size. Sometimes you even feel that the car you're driving is a hatchback because that's how easy it is to maneuver around the city roads. And you can see going through over here, it was really very easy. Braking of the car is quite good, but it has that nosedive, and at higher speeds that nosedive is even more, which makes the car to leave its lane. And once again we have crossed this roundabout, and it was really very easy because the view around it was large. You could easily see around. And now again going through really bad roads, and it is the ground clearance of the car which helps over here along with the suspension setup, because the car sits high above the ground, so you really don't have to worry about all the potholes in your path. You can easily glide over them, especially at high speeds. Really don't feel much inside the cabin, but if you are taking the car very slowly over these potholes, the whole car will shake. And like you can see, the pothole was very very large and made the camera turn away. I'm really sorry for that, but the camera has gone back to its original position. So now we are approaching the highway, and pickup from the engine is quite good. The engine is punchy enough and has a good amount of punch on offer. Even though the power figures are the lowest, but still you don't feel that the car is underpowered at any time. It has that characteristic of a fun to drive vehicle. Like we are approaching 80 kilometers right now on this highway, and the handling is also quite good. While changing lanes also, you don't feel very confident, but still the car manages to do quite well. And again, as you can see, we are in 4th gear, and the speed is as low as 10 kilometers per hour. So that's how the car easily manages to go in higher gears at lower speeds. So drivability of the car is absolutely no issue. You can easily drive it on cities and on highways, and even overtaking on the highway like this, on a one lane highway, the engine has good amount of punch on offer. And now we'll go through this, and to this bad road. So the camera is again turned away because the road over is really very bad. I remember when I brought the Jazz to the same road, it bumped on the ground really 2 times. But with the Honda WRV, it is really very easy. I mean, with the Honda WRV we have over here, it is really very easy. Like you can see, we easily crossed over from this path and no issues at all. And once again we are on our location where we can do the high speed test because the road over here is always very empty. So we'll have to find the location and we have to start once again where I can tell you about the high speed stability and the other characteristics the car offers. So let's start once again and reducing the AC speed into first gear and starting up slowly. So the clutch is slightly on the harder side. It's not very soft to use in city, and for new drivers they even feel a pain in their feet because if you have to change the gears regularly, because the clutch is not that soft, it is on the harder side. So that's where some improvement could have been done. And we are into second gear, and let me see at till how much can I pull this vehicle. So we are nearly at 3000 rpm, approaching 4000, and I headlined it at nearly 4000 rpm, and then I had to press the clutch again because I have to make a turn over here. And once we cross this bridge, we'll do a 0 to 100 test. And same the case with the Jazz and the WRV. The horn is not very good, so change the horn immediately. As I said in the Jazz video also, in the same location, that change your car horns once you buy this. And now let's make another turn, and then we'll do a 0 to 100 test of the vehicle. And during the test, I'll try not to speak very much so that you can experience how the car makes voice, or the voice inside the cabin. So the sunroof is right now open, slightly open, so there might be a little bit more cabin noise, but even then the cabin noise inside the vehicle at higher speeds is visible, or you can feel the cabin noise inside the vehicle at high speeds. So now I'll just wait for the traffic to clear from the front so that we can easily move ahead. And let's wait for the traffic to clear, and we are into first gear, left foot on the clutch, and slightly revving the motor till 3500 rpm, and off we go. Slightly wheel spin, tires have a decent amount of grip on offer, and I'm not pushing it all the way to the 4000 rpm because there's nothing much in the top end. The mid range of the car is quite strong, so pulling it till the mid range is actually a decent thing, because in the top end it just makes voice, it just gets vocal, and there's no progress. And here we are approaching this corner at the speed of 120 kilometers per hour, and once we start turning into the curve, you realize that you need to slow down because the steering just does not weigh up, and the response is not that great either. So approaching the speed was 120, and now we are at 80 right now, so the speed had to be reduced, but still the car managed to do a well job, even though the steering could have been way more, could have done a better job. But anyways, now we'll go hard onto the brakes and let's check out the braking performance. So braking has that spongy fit in the brakes, the brake pad, and also there's this nose dive, and the car also tends to leave its path. So yes, it is not a very driver friendly car, but at the end I would say it is a very value for money and decent car for city trips and occasional highway trips. So that's it, that was our review of the Honda WRV. If you guys liked the video, do hit the like button, also subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to visit our website golfspeed.in and also install our app. I'll give the link in description. And to check out the final verdict of the vehicle, you should click on the I button above and check out a detailed review of both the VX and the SV model of the Honda WRV. So that guys, that was it for today. I'll take your leave and I'll see you soon in the next video. Goodbye.